41.
Oh,
We
yeah,
did 42
42.
and
That's
43.
43.
But welcome everybody. We have some great topics to go over today. Maybe some very close to heart topics that we will enter as we walk into the dark abyss of life, love, and happiness, and sadness and tragedy. But first, we're gonna talk about the Joker because we're gonna watch it today. We've been waiting. It's finally gonna happen. Before I go, it is I, Luis. Then it is him,
Bruce.
and then is that
Oh, Edward.
Edward. And then we have our intern over there. Thank you for being here today, intern, helping us out in what you think is a capable way of helping. But back to what we're talking about. We're gonna start off with the first topic. We're talking about Joker, right? And I just want to briefly go over this. What are your expectations for Joker? What are you hoping and expecting for?
I don't know, bro. It's Joker after all. So I mean, I know it's gonna be crazy. You know, expect the unexpected, right?
A lot of clownery.
I don't know. Cause from where I read is it's a dark movie.
Yeah.
I even read a comment where there was a person who put there was no comedy in the movie. It wasn't what I expected. He said it was just a dark story about a child who had mental illness problems and depression, and they rated it 1 star. And I was like,
Here's the thing. Oh no, I'll let you go ahead over.
I have high expectations.
yeah. The point is, we're excited. I'm excited to
Yeah.
see the movie.
Because
That's my
I mean,
thing.
it's Joaquin Phoenix. It's
True.
the Joker, and if it's based off the Killing Joke, you would know
Yeah.
that it's a dark
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
Yeah, like it's not.
Yeah, it's
Plus,
like like
It's DC. They're not known for being sunny. In
Yeah,
their
and
movies.
you know, I'm glad that you brought that, both of you, about the whole like, oh, I didn't expect it to be this dark, this and that. Do you guys not know who the Joker is?
Yeah, come on.
He laughs when he kills people. He's a mass murderer. He's the clown prince of crime. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want? I don't get it. Like, and here's the thing, I've seen some people, or even like what the heck, bro? Like, well, it's not true to the entire comic. I'm like, obviously not. It's inspired by the comic. In this case, maybe highly of the Killing Joke, right? But my thing is, why not see a potential? I mean, yeah, the mystery of the Joker and who he is kind of adds to the flavor. Why we are so attracted to his force and the nature of his actions and everything. But I think like some kind of having an origin story kind of gives us maybe a version of insight. Yeah, of like, oh, like it's a character study essentially. We're gonna kind of
break him down.
break him down, get into his mind, the way he works, and maybe because, or at least according to the comics and even some TV shows or movies, the Joker, as crazy as he is, he's essentially a criminal mastermind. Like he's good at what he does.
His IQ is very high. Like
Yeah. It's just that he's essentially insane, a psychopath, sociopath that, well, you know, he kills people. That's my Joker laugh. If I ever do the Joker, have you guys ever seen that video of like, I'm the Joker, baby? You see?
No.
Oh, let me look for it real quick.
What?
Real quick. Yeah, I think it's hilarious.
What is it, old lady?
No, it's a kid. I think
It's
he's
a
like
kid?
auditioning, like for the Universal like studio things or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
but I think they told him to do a character, or he's auditioning for something. I'm the Joker, baby. Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh.
Yeah,
I've never
I'll
seen
get
that
to the
one.
main part. Yeah, so he's auditioning. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, let me see. Okay, yeah, doing the Joker.
Yeah.
Wanna know how I got these scars? Well, I'm the Joker, baby.
That's the only
That's
part.
so awkward, bro.
I'm the Joker, baby. I think that's like the funniest thing I've ever seen. Man. Let's do it one more time. I'll make it to the soundbite. I'm the Joker, baby.
Wanna know how I got these scars? Well, I'm the Joker.
Baby. But yeah, that's the Joker we're gonna get in the movie today.
That's cool.
No, but yeah, see, but imagine a character that inspires so much, inspires costumes, many versions. I think
Yeah.
until what we see today, to me, the Heath Ledger version is like,
The best
it's
one.
the golden standard of playing Joker in that case,
Oh, yeah.
or how to
Right.
how to play a comic book character.
Mhm.
But yeah, dude, I'm so excited. I'm hyped. I remember when I first heard it was Joaquin Phoenix. I'm like, we're gonna get something wild. and I've heard some reviews say, yeah, he really gets into it. But I mean, hey, I'm all for it.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
But to be somewhat of a Debbie Downer, I kind of do want to discuss the whole controversy about this because I think because it is a comic book movie, there's much more, and with such a big character, there's much more like more media attention. And in this case, we've heard of people saying like worrying, oh, some theaters like we can't play it here because we're afraid it's going to incite violence, this and that. Like this headline from the Washington Post, it says undercover police officers in theaters as Warner Brothers Joker opens.
Dang.
So here's the thing. On one side, I understand. We're essentially at a point where in any second,
Yep.
somebody who just for some reason craves or has a need or has this just necessity to take lives, it in a second it'll happen. And unfortunately, you know, it ties into what happened at the Dark Knight screening in, if I'm correct, Arizona.
Oh, was it?
Was
I
it?
don't know.
I don't recall. But
I
yeah,
just know
so
it was in the U.S. of A.
no, yeah. But the thing is that we have a gunman who went in, took a lot of lives that day, and
Did he go to the exit?
I think he went through the back
Right?
exit. Yeah,
Yeah.
to the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's how he got in. Yeah, because I know he was carrying a bag or something, and he just let them all rip.
Yeah, because it was like right next to the screen, and that's where the exits
Yeah.
are usually at.
So I on one hand I get it, you know, because it's almost of living in constant fear, because you could be like, man, it's not gonna happen to us.
Yeah,
But when you think about it, it's like, I mean, is today the day? You can just come in, it's okay. You don't have to creep your way in.
Yeah.
Just as long as you don't like knock the camera, like it's fine.
Whoa.
Yeah, our intern is just walking in. But on the other hand, it's like, I mean, I'm gonna sound like such.
We
a
should just
freaking-
stop going to school then, with all the, school shootings.
It's a valid point. It's the thing is, we live in a society where danger is essentially afoot everywhere we go.
Yeah.
It's just now it's been escalated to another level.
We should stop
Because-
going to
yeah.
Vegas too. That was Vegas, right?
Yes,
Yeah, what
at
is-
the if
yeah.
I'm correct, this country music festival that happened.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so yeah, it's pushing. It's unfortunate. It's pushing us to a point where it's like you live in constant fear. Like a movie theater, you think of good time with friends, good time by myself. Maybe I'm watching a movie or just
Expensive
a time
popcorn.
I'm escaping. Right, I'm time where I'm into this. I'm into the characters. Even if it sucks, you're gonna laugh at something, or you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, you have an opinion. You leave the world for a second. But now with this, it's like, okay, I'm gonna watch the movie with my friends. I just hope nobody kills us all today.
Yeah, shoot
So I
some
mean, I
fuckers.
know it's very harsh and blatant, but that's essentially the mindset of a lot of people. Me
Yeah.
personally, I'm not too like paranoid, but it does run in my head. Like,
Yeah, like if this happens, oh shit.
yeah,
Throw ourselves down under the seats.
yeah. And imagine even if one were to survive, even if everybody survived, imagine the trauma that you'd live with. Like, I don't even think I'd want to go back to movie theater. It's like that experience is ruined for me. It's gone. So, I mean, let me see. Let's get deep into that. Anything? I mean, did you want to? You know, you've been complaining a little bit. That
That's because
rant.
you go on rants, dog.
I'm not. I feel like I'm not ranting right now. I think I'm
No,
doing
now
okay.
you're
Nah,
not.
you good.
Ever since we've told you, you've like toned it down.
All right, let's see. Let me refresh this. Gemini Man. Okay, so. Sorry.
Yeah, I want to see that movie.
Gemini Man.
As it rolled down. Okay, so yeah, see. Now this is where I kind of understand, but at the same time, maybe because I'm ignorant. Maybe I just don't get it. But as it rolled out its campaign for Joker, Warner Brothers faced protests from the families of mass shooting victims, pundit criticism that the film could inspire violence, a warning from a respected theater chain, and even comments from its director that he was fueled by resentment for liberal Hollywood. This bothers me because at the end I can't say, oh, I know exactly what the mass shooting victims or the families feel,
Yeah.
because I don't. I'm not gonna lie and say that I do. But at the same time, what is protesting this movie gonna do? Like, people are gonna watch it. They're not gonna take it down. I think because it's a comic book centric movie, it's much more difficult to try to like. But yeah, and I was gonna say something, but I guess I'll move on to my next one to open it up to you guys. Like, do you guys truly believe that films, movies, or TV shows, should even video games, have the power to incite violence, or in this case, inspire violence?
Not to everyone, bro. I think
Yeah.
just certain
Mhm.
people, like, it hits that. They view it, their perspective is different from other people's. You know?
Yeah.
So it just depends on the person. But honestly, to the majority of people, I don't think it incites violence. That video games, I don't think, like,
Mm-hmm.
if anything, it'd be more impressionable. Like if you're kids and you see like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Sorry, no, you're good.
Like if you see your parents or something, like, you know, doing something violent, then maybe
Yeah.
that'll
Okay.
impact you in a
Yeah.
way. But like as grown-ups already, I think it depends on the perspective of the person. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, just look at like we're in LA, where we have a shitload of projects.
Mhm.
Not everybody in the
Sir.
projects comes out as a gunman, and they, especially in the 80s and 90s, you know, they saw it firsthand.
Oh yeah.
And there were still people that came out as lawyers from the projects, came out as teachers. So come on, if real life can't influence you 100%, movies and this shouldn't either. But again, it's just in the mindset of the person.
Yeah.
Because
'Cause-
people want to look something to blame to, and then
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
blame.
movies and
Yeah,
stuff.
And yeah, you know what? You kind of. Oh, I guess I could see from the perspective of somebody who's been hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, you look for something, right? Like,
Yeah.
like why? Like,
You associate it like
Yeah,
this
'cause
happened during this.
especially because you in your head. I'm assuming this. I could be speaking out of my butt for all I care.
Yeah.
Like I'm ignorant, right? But I'm saying like I'm assuming or at least believing that from the perspective of a victim or a family of a victim, that you're like, how can somebody do this? So then you
Yeah.
look to again associate with whatever,
Yeah.
like what connect dots, because I like almost looking for that closure.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's
It-
like, why? Why would
Yeah.
someone do that? Yeah.
And you know, and I feel like the sad reality is I just think there's just genuinely people who just break down. Their mind just falls apart. Maybe whether or not you believe like in the soul, like it's just broken, and to a point where you're like, you know what? If I'm going down, I'm taking others
Just
with
don't
me.
care. Yeah, you get to that point.
And yeah, and it's unfortunate because, and this is why like for a while I always used to think like, oh, like therapy or counseling, right? Like who needs it? This is just my personal. I don't speak for everybody here, but I feel like at some point in your life, even if you're not like, I'm going crazy or I feel depressed, this and that, I think whether it's counseling, seeing a therapist, or even just talking to somebody who's a professional.
hey, we got Bruce.
Oh yeah, we're featured right here. But I think it's healthy. I think even talking to somebody before a moment of crises, or series of crises, I think it's not that it's gonna prepare me for the worst, but rather like understanding myself better. So when the moment comes, I have a way of not necessarily getting over it, but how can I
Dealing
deal with
it,
this? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just head on first. I'm getting it. But rather like let me understand the situation, what's happening, and kind of. So I mean, yeah. Like, so again, it's like because I think it all falls with its mental health, access to guns,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah, it's
assault
so easy.
rifles and whatnot. Yeah, or
You
just
could go
guns
to-
in general. Yeah,
You
it's-
could go to Walmart and buy a gun.
yeah. I mean, it's such a deep dive because I know we're going to the side from like whether video, but it all connects because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe maybe there is somebody that they play a game and they see a movie that for them it just connects. It
Yeah.
clicks and it's like that's what I want to do,
That's-
right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay,
You know the Columbine shooting?
yeah.
People made a video game out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, I did not
There's
know that.
different like video games. Like there's one where it's a point and shoot kind
Mhm.
of game. There's another one where it's an
What?
RPG
What?
Yeah.
where you're
nah.
playing as the two dudes.
Yeah.
There's another one where it's like an 8-bit game. People are
That's taking it too far.
yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, and then those are the cases where I feel like it's idiots who don't have
They don't think there's consequences to
that
They don't have the
stuff, man.
empathy.
they have no empathy, no sympathy, like at all, and it's just like, man, you just suck as a human being. But yeah,
Those
but I
are
mean,
the keyboard warriors, man. They only do that behind the screen. They won't do it
Keyboard
in
warrior.
person.
I think I might be a keyboard warrior. I hate you, though. I'm gonna jump you. Real life. I didn't write that.
I
What are you
just
talking about? I didn't say
I
that.
got hacked. Man.
I'm not even.
Yeah, I got hacked. You know, and then they wrote this, and this is from the article that kind of bothered me. I don't know, it's up to you guys, but they put Joker, the new Joaquin Phoenix movie about a marginalized, middle-aged white man who finds salvation in violence. Now, before I let you guys talk on this, wait. Okay, from a modern studio system that scrupulously avoids controversy, showing ideological content in scripts, and coaching starts to avoid the movie had become the most unusual product of Lightning Rock. Okay, if you don't know who the Joker is, I don't think you should watch this movie. Maybe Google him
Before
and then
you-
go watch it.
Yeah, so
'Cause
you
then
can
you
know what you're
realize-
getting into,
He is a crazy white guy
See, this
who's
is
a
why I
mass
don't-
murderer.
This is why I didn't go see NWA in theaters. Because
Oh.
I remember,
Oh.
like, just seeing the preview, some kid saying, "There's 5 of them," instead of just
Like,
like, man, see. But again, they go to watch it sometimes just for the hype,
Yeah.
just so that they can't be going to school and saying like, "Oh, you haven't seen it? Ha ha ha." But yeah,
Yeah,
I get you.
yes, but yes. I mean, I think at some point, if you are an individual who is suffering from some form of mental health, it's like, yeah, get help, bro. Like, or even before that, even if it's just like before a moment, again, like I said, before a breakdown, a moment of crisis, a nervous breakdown. Why are you flashing in my eyes?
So we're here talking about a serious topic. you're
Yeah.
over there messing around.
Yeah, no, just seek help because, and that's one thing that I learned, especially I guess I'll open about this in Syracuse, that I did at one point seek counseling help. It wasn't like because I wish I would have continued it, but it's services reserved for those in emergency cases. I wasn't categorized as an emergency case. Usually, it's somebody who's physically, harming themselves or potentially leading to suicide, or harming others, and so. But luckily, I wasn't that far deep into the barrel, but it helped because it revealed a lot about me that I kind of kept down, whether it's my biological dad or school or relationships, right? It's just, but yeah, I mean, it helped, and maybe now, like, because counseling can be kind of expensive, but if whether you're medical insurance, whatever it is, if you can get it or if you can have access to it, go for it. Once a week, twice a week, once a month. Just, try it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you do like it, well then, hooray. But, yeah. I mean, any final thoughts before we kind of move on? Yeah. I don't mean to dampen the mood. Or
No.
I know I try to be comedy, but, every now and then, it's good to, yeah, especially now because the next topic is pretty serious too.
I mean, it's actually going on in the world, so why not?
yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing too. I feel like I love to be funny. I like to mess around with you guys and snap. But yeah, definitely I guess I'm starting to realize that this podcast, I would hope, could be some way of having conversations, especially 3 brown kids from the hood. Just from our Wild Boys. But just having our perspective, like what? Because it's easy to see like, whoa, like I live in the suburban area, I live in this area, I live here, I live in the city, this and that. What about little old Los Angeles? I'm not gonna say the town because
We're ranked like
oh yeah, top 10. I don't want to say where because our building is
Yeah.
in downtown Los Angeles. What did it say? 5th, 7th floor? I forgot.
we're
You
always
know,
moving floors. We
We'll keep switching.
yeah.
We're so accustomed to the downtown life. It's a blur. It's a blur. But but yeah. Let's move on to the next topic. I did.
We're ranked. That shit's funny.
Yeah, top 10
Yeah.
miserable cities in the country. All right, so next topic. I know you guys have some insight into
Yeah,
what the
a
case
little
is.
bit.
So this is I kind of want to discuss a little bit, only because it's kind of finally come down to a resolution. Oh, not to a verdict in that case. A plea. And and then for those of you who don't know, I'm referring to I hope I'm not saying his name. Botham Jean court case. This whole thing of what you think, because the biggest thing is, I think that came out as a headline, or one of the biggest headlines was the fact that she was found guilty of, if I'm correct, 1st-degree murder, and this part angers a lot of people to this day, is that she was sentenced to only 10 years for murder.
How many years that they were supposed to give her? At
28.
28.
Yeah,
Well,
it could.
the
it
family
ranges,
was
yeah.
looking for 28 because
Yeah,
that's
I
how
think
old
the
the
prosecutor
dude.
was too.
Yeah,
Because
because
at the beginning they said that the prosecutor was looking for 28.
yeah, like I saw a video with analysts, like ex judges or ex lawyers or former lawyers that talks about well, they talked about how it kind of works. Like, because one thing is the verdict,
Yeah.
and another thing is the what is it called? The sentencing.
Okay.
So yeah, so apparently murder can range from, I think he said 10 to life, right?
99, yeah,
Depending on the
which would be-
severity of it. Like I know there's like capital murder, right? Which is like I think the very just
The worst.
pinpoint your either death row, life, whatever it is, right? But yeah, so in this case she was sentenced to 10 years. So not that it or at least for some people feel it doesn't suit the case or what of what she deserves, right?
Mhm.
But if we're looking at technicalities, yeah, it falls into the verdict that she was given.
Yeah,
so it's
systematically speaking.
yeah,
like,
systematically. So it's not
probably-
off. It's not like 10 years. You gotta be. No, it happens. I mean, we hear of like that the Stanford rapist kid who got 6 months, got out in 3, and usually sentences are 5 to 10 years sometimes.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the system. So, which is also I guess a part of the big part of the conversation that we have today. But moving forward, so yeah, so she was found guilty, sentenced to 10 years. I'm not too. I should have gone deeper into it, but I'm not sure as to parole when that comes in.
Yeah.
But otherwise, this is the biggest thing. But I'm just curious as to you guys because we've seen a lot of these cases, especially police-related shootings, where usually it's like a manslaughter type of thing, or accident, or it's considered like rightful use of deadly force.
Self-defense
Yeah,
type
self-defense,
thing.
and
Yeah.
it's like, and especially now with cameras and phones, social media, it's like nothing can hide anymore. But I'm curious as to what you guys think. Like this sentencing, what does it mean for future? Police-related shooting cases. We know whether or not like did the officer use, rightly use deadly force. So like because when you think of, for example, I'm so sorry. What's the kid's name? But I think it was in St. Louis or Ferguson, the kid who apparently the officer shot him in the middle of the street.
The-
I don't remember that.
But yeah, that was another big case. I mean, that's kind of what kind of sparked or even Trayvon Martin, right? That's
Oh, yeah.
another big moment in history that we all saw. Like what? Like
Yeah.
the fact that this happens. Like if it did happen before, we were kind of like skimmed over it. Or we were like, oh, it's just another cholio, another gangster in the shootout, right? But then we realized, oh wait, there's a pattern here, where black and brown people or just minorities have had fluctuating and odd experiences, deadly experiences, with our police force. I guess to go back, I was about to go on. What do you think? What does this mean for, like I said, for future cases in which we see police-related shootings, fatal or not fatal?
I don't know. I think this one stands apart just because it was after she got off of work. No, she wasn't on duty no
Mhm.
more. So I think it differs from all the other cases that they
Yeah.
did. Just in that part, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's still her, and still her shooting a minority. So
Well, there's a lot of cases like that.
I mean, not that come to light, at least not. That
Oh
come to the
yeah,
news.
no, but there's
Yeah.
a lot of like
Yeah.
police officers being off duty,
Yeah.
and then they take action knowing that they're off duty.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that become
Yeah,
like
yeah.
huge cases that like come up on the news and stuff. So I mean, I don't know. Really, I mean, Edward, you wanna give your 2 cents, bro?
I mean, these are like small steps, cause like I said, the other officers like they didn't get anything, like not even a little slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They just switched precincts, but still, like this is too light. Like in my
Years.
opinion, yeah, this is what they were asking for. 28. I mean, that's fair mathematically. You take 28 years, you deserve 28. You know, that's not even speaking on anything else. Just mathematically, like that's yeah. That's why when serial killers kill people, they get 4 years. You know, life upon life upon life.
Yeah.
And she's just getting 10. Like I don't know, that's a little too late. But I don't know how the whole system works. Because I can guarantee you, what at least if you're a minority, the system is there to keep you in the system. But I don't know how it would work for a white person. Like you just get one and then that's it. They're not gonna keep you coming back. But yeah, I mean that's what I'm thinking. It's too
Alright.
late.
Did you want to add on?
Nah, I mean, I'm just at least they found her guilty too, because I know that they said that they wanted to switch states. But
Oh yeah, they want to get out of
in,
Dallas.
In the other states, there was a majority more of like Caucasians.
Oh well, yeah.
But
But,
oh, sorry again.
I
to
know that the
interrupt.
jurors, they were made up of mostly minorities, right?
Yeah, there was a
That's what they
mix,
were saying.
yeah.
Yeah, and there was only like 2 white people. So you think maybe that had to do with
Oh yeah.
her being convicted?
Oh yeah.
I
Right?
mean,
Rape
yeah.
part?
I hate going back to the whole Rodney King, but that's what happened with him. The persecuting team was trying to get a minority
Minority
place,
majority juror.
Yeah.
yeah.
but the defense team, so the cops,
Yeah.
they found a way to switch the whole court case
Dang.
to like Pasadena or something, where
To
it was.
Valley, no, kind of.
I don't remember where, but it was like 9 out of 10 of the
yeah.
people were white. And the way, if I remember correctly, is that they get like both the offense and the defense team get to choose which ones of the candidates that
Mhm.
they want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
serve.
Yeah,
Oh,
they get
yeah.
to cross-examine and they ask some questions. just to
Yeah.
make sure
Oh
that-
well, yeah, we've been through those.
yeah, we've been through the jury duty
Yeah.
system.
So yeah,
Can't
I
have
mean, it
an idea.
happens, like they actually pick like where it's gonna
Yeah.
favor
Have you done
them.
jury duty?
No.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
what they
yeah.
do. The process they do that, they both get to
Yeah.
like they write down things, they
Yeah.
ask questions.
They essentially
make
want
you
to pick
tell
their team.
stories.
Who's
Yeah.
gonna play for us? So
Yeah,
it's
like-
Which
Cool.
is kind of
it's weird.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's
But
how it is.
I mean, yeah, but I guess I get it with the whole jury of your peers. I mean, these
Yeah.
are people who may or may not be like you. So
Yeah.
I get it because you're trying to get the most unbiased, but really biased,
Well, but yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, biased a jury up there. But it's, I mean, there's a system. I mean,
Yeah.
it works in cases. Sometimes
mean-
it fails.
Yeah.
Money goes into it too, because then the more money you have, the better the what is it? The lawyer you can afford.
Oh, but yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know?
imagine the public defender. It's like you're talking about maybe a postgraduate kid who has maybe 600 cases on his desk, 600 files on his desk.
Yeah,
So it's like, yeah,
you
it's
know.
not gonna work. But
And I'm pretty sure cops get paid pretty good money.
Yeah.
no,
So
And the only thing that sucks too is that I mean, as a jury, you can't really sentence or like you don't have a say in that. Like you
I
just say guilty or you're not guilty.
yeah,
well, I think it depends because right here, I mean, again,
I
this,
think only the judge gets to
The
sentence them.
sentencing?
Yeah.
oh, I don't know, maybe I don't know if
I
could
think
be
the
wrong.
jury
Can
just
they
like
suggest
they suggest, but
suggest.
then it's up to
the
the
judge? whether or
judge.
not-
Yeah.
Case
Oh,
like that.
okay.
Oh, okay.
That's why sometimes I want to say like the judge, let's say, has like 3 options, and then whatever the jury suggests, then he'll go with like the one that they suggest.
Got it.
I,
Okay.
that's what.
That's what you're
maybe.
thinking, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean
maybe.
that's why they're there.
Yeah, but nah, bro.
Because
the
our
system-
whole
It's just complicated.
the
bro.
U.S. is supposed to be checks and balances.
Yeah.
That's why the whole jury is there, and you know.
Yeah.
it's not just the judge. But I don't know, man. It's a messed up world.
No, yeah, but I guess to kind of move forward with this as well, it's like, well, at least my thoughts are, again, I don't want to get deep into it, but I feel like her being a woman has a lot to do with the situation. But in general, just I think going forward, I think whether it's a family or somebody who was hurt or victim of such a shooting, a police-related shooting, I think we'll have maybe a bit more hope. Maybe the verdict gives them that hope. Maybe the sentencing is what maybe kind of drives that hope down. But again, it's crazy, man. Because like I think I showed you guys that trailer for Queen and Slim, the one where the couple gets pulled over and the guy shoots
Oh,
the
yeah,
Oh
officer.
yeah, you just
Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, yeah, we're seeing a lot of perspectives, like from their side, our side. It's, well, not their side, our side, but rather just everywhere.
Yeah.
A pinpoint, right? So I'm curious. I mean, I'm not even too sure how this is gonna affect future cases. But again, other than really the families and whatnot, maybe there'll be a different way to handle these cases. Because the case, I mean, I hate using this word to describe such a tragedy, but it's weird. What happened, because at the end of the day, the only people who know what happened are unfortunately both of them and Miss
One of
Geiger.
them's, yeah.
And unfortunately, one of them is gone.
Yep.
And the other one, we'll never know if she was telling the full truth or if she was somewhat lying. But
Which she's supposed to be, because then that's,
yeah, no,
illegal. Because You're supposed
But,
to swear under oath to say nothing but the truth.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like, especially if you're being cross-examined.
Yeah.
I mean, like, man, this and that. In your head, you're like, okay, I'm only gonna answer as to what he's asking, or how much am I gonna answer, right?
Yeah.
So it's maybe she was telling the truth, but not the full truth. I guess we could put it like that. So I mean, it's again, the case is odd in itself that somebody was killed in their own home by a as they're just got peacekeepers, police officers, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, the case, this overall, the fact is that, and not to take away from him, but the fact is that somebody died. Somebody was essentially killed. Because in some of her testimony, when she's being, I think, cross-examined by the prosecutor, she says, yes, I went in with the intent to kill. But her reasoning was because, like,
She thought it was her.
yeah, so there was somebody, I was scared. So, I mean, again, we'll never know. I mean, and then it goes deeper into, like, apparently she was having an affair with somebody who's another officer who's married, and then she went straight to texting him after that, and she didn't fully, like, do full resuscitation. It's a lot. It goes
Yeah,
very
she
deep
definitely
into it.
needed more than 10.
But the thing is,
Fuck that.
again, at the end, it's like, because I mean, one of the arguments with the prosecutor, and I kind of see, okay, I get it. Like, you're trained for these situations, right?
Yeah.
You're trained for da 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 da. You're trained to. But again, it's like,
Yeah.
I'm off duty. I mean, again, it's
The adrenaline pumps, bro.
Yeah,
Once you're in
It's
the
not my
situation-
furniture. It's not my.
you know, and again, I don't want to take
Are you
sides,
sitting-
but it's like
Yeah.
it's me trying to approach it from a very gray area, like
You're trying to
I'm
have
looking
both
out, yeah.
perspectives, yeah.
both perspectives. Like, how would I react? Like, I'm like, somebody's in my home, like, and then let's say, and apparently, I think she said both of them carried a deadly weapon. I think a baseball bat or something. So, but his perspective, yeah, somebody's coming into my home. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, like,
They both kind of have the same mentality.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
somebody's in my house.
and it's unfortunate that someone had a firearm. So,
Yeah, the bat ain't doing shit.
yeah, so it's, I mean,
Yeah. Batting.
yeah, it's again, it's one of those things where it's.
See, if he had a lightsaber though.
That's tough, bro.
Deflect the
No, they just burn them.
Yeah.
Disintegrate them. But
over here getting technical with lightsabers.
yeah, there's.
It's because I saw the
Yeah.
bat and the lightsaber like right next to each other.
But yeah, but I guess before we move on to the next, I guess to conclude, my perspective is it's like, it's just a, not, I don't want to say mistake, but a tragic,
It's a tragedy.
yeah, just a tragic,
It's tragic.
error on somebody's part that, and I could see why people are pissed, because at the end of the day, you are a police officer. So there's a difference between me and a police officer. The standard for them when it comes to deadly situations and using deadly firearms is different from me to them. They are trained to do certain things. So the standard is up here. The standard for me, maybe just being a decent human being, is at a certain level, right? I'm not gonna go blasting people. Like, that's not the standard as to which I'm held. But for police officers, like, the standard is much higher because you're trained to do this. Especially if you're a 5-6 year veteran, you should already know that this is a deadly weapon. Like, it can take somebody's life.
Yeah.
And the things that I could be wrong, but if I'm correct, I read that one of the bullets, because a double tap, and usually that refers to just essentially making sure the suspect is
person's
out.
dead.
Yeah. So, and apparently one of them went through his heart, so it was almost instant kill.
Damn.
So yeah, so it's once you dive deeper, then because it's if you read this, look, Amber Geiger is sentenced to 10 years for murder of Botham Jean, and then Miss Geiger, white former Dallas police officer, fatally shot her unarmed black neighbor in his apartment. You're like, ugh, guilty, right? White woman, right? And it's poor black guy, poor like. So it's once you read that, but when you dive deep into it and you get into this, the human
Wait, but it says that
perspective-
he was unarmed. So that would mean no bat or anything. Just
No, but no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
No,
when,
yeah.
when you read that, it's like, oh, like,
Yeah,
wow.
so you're saying dive deeper.
Yeah,
into it.
once you
get
it's
more
like-
details, more of like what's going on. in the
Yeah,
case.
it becomes to the point like of obsession of trying to understand why did this happen, and again maybe it will affect the way officers are trained for on duty and off duty work, off duty and on duty situations. I mean, so I mean we'll see. But any final thoughts of anything I read? Okay, but yeah, I just want to move on to. Oh, I already feel it.
What?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
When the ball forms in your throat, it's like. It's like last time I was like, "Ugh." I try not to sound crazy again, but another very huge moment in this I mean, once the verdict was given out, the sentencing was done. Another huge moment was Podum's brother went up, younger brother, and he had some final words to say. Let me see if I could. I know that I don't want to play it because play it over again. But you guys saw it.
Yeah.
You guys have a good idea of what was said. But they have a transcript here. So, he said, I was. One of the big things was I wasn't going to ever say this in front of my family or anyone, but I don't even want you to go to jail. I want the best for you. So that's one of the big things that.
Yeah, bro, that's gutsy to say that.
Yeah, especially in front of your family too.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what bothered me, and then I'm gonna pass it on to you guys. But my initial things, I look at the comments, and then people are saying like, "Oh, there we go, another boy just giving it to the master," something like that, like things like that, and it's like,
yeah.
You know what? I'll pass it on to you guys.
No,
It's like at the end of the day, we don't know. We will never, or maybe you will. Hopefully you don't, but we will not understand to the extent of the pain that he's feeling, of what it took for him to go up there and say those words.
I mean, he's a little brother.
Yeah,
the little brother's usually.
It's not my brother. It's not your brother. It's not your brother. It's the viewer's brother. It's not.
Yeah.
Dina's brother. Like this is his brother that was taken from him, and he was able to find in his heart, and I believe his soul, to say, you know what, you took somebody from me, but I just want the best for you, because I know what it's like to lose essentially everything in the moment. Again, this is what I'm interpreting. I could be just, again, ignorance or whatever, right? But I mean, I'm assuming, like, as a human being, because I mean, now I'll go deeper into why I feel a certain way about it. I don't want to see you suffer. Like you said, I don't want you to die and rot and suffer. But I mean, any thoughts that you guys had on his statement in general? Like, don't have to be specific about this one.
Nah, I mean, like you said, like in the video, he even says himself, "I know my brother, and he wouldn't want this on you. You know, he'd want you to give yourself to Christ." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, that's his younger brother. I'm pretty sure they know each other at a
yeah,
big extent. So, I mean, for him to say that, I mean, it's been a year too, right?
roughly just about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I'm pretty
almost
sure he
a
also
year.
made his kind of peace with it.
Mr.
So,
Menzies.
so I was like, damn, bro, for him to go up there, say that, be able to hug her, I'm pretty sure they had a little small conversation.
Yeah.
They were whispering things at each other. So that was pretty powerful. And I'm pretty sure it meant a lot to her too, because I mean, she seemed to be
Yeah.
breaking down, bro. So I mean, honestly, it was just a very genuine moment, and I was like, yeah, bro.
I mean, mad respect for him. He just, that requires some big
No. Yeah.
cojones
Yeah.
right there, because again, it's his older brother. Little brothers always look up to the older brother, no
Yeah.
matter what. So,
Or even like I can't.
and again, he knew the brother. He doesn't know her. His
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
for his brother is like immense compared to hers, and he even says, "I love you as a human being." Like, that's, I don't think I could do that. Like, I'd go
Mhm.
for an eye for an eye on that point.
Mhm.
And the fact that he's able to do that, that's mad respect right there. But
And you said that they were part of the same religion that you are, right?
Yeah. So the same
do you
faith.
think-
Well, if I'm based on what I've read in
Yeah.
there, so
So you think their devotion, well, his devotion?
no, I think
has a lot to do with
big
being
parts,
able to
yeah.
forgive her, right?
Yeah, because I think sometimes, and this is my belief, where
Yeah.
sometimes even in the action of forgiving, sometimes just having whether you believe it or not, a spiritual aid, or whether your soul, right, it kind of pushes you to be a little stronger.
Yeah,
Because
so-
I mean, I think about it too, and in my faith, like, if someone took my little brother, right?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you right now.
Um,
So on your point, since you're pretty devoted,
Yeah.
I would say, to your church, to your faith. So
Yeah,
if that
oh.
would happen to you, would you be able to forgive somebody? Say it's like that
Yeah.
same situation. Say you're older and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that same situation. Would you be able to forgive them?
Oh man. I mean, maybe I know for sure if I can say there was a fact in the beginning, I'd be like, what the heck? Like, I hate you. Like, it's like, why would I even want to think? And I want, like, no, that's out of the picture. I want nothing to do with you. But again, it's one of those things where it's like growing up, and especially what I've seen my family go through, and especially my grandparents, their devotion, and then their devotion to actual forgiveness, right? like my grandfather, right? I don't go into too much detail, but he went through his own case where essentially someone pretty much took his life from him, and through the grace and amazing doctors, like he's here. You seen him, right? He was a little nutty every now and then, but he's good. but my grandma always makes it very very clear that when the officers asked him, or the detective said, "Would you like to press charges?" He said, "No, God will take care of it." And not necessarily in the sense of like God's gonna get him,
Yeah.
not like-
but rather in the sense of whatever's in His will, He will
Yeah,
take
he
care
will
of it.
do, yeah.
Whatever is in His perfect will, He'll do. So whether He left them fine or something happened, right? So I look at that, I'm like, man, like if they were able to do that, how can I not? How can I, after seeing this, how can I, especially if we share the same faith, how can I not do it? Like I guess it's easier for somebody who may not share the same faith to be like, no, I mean, I like you said, like I respect it, but I can't do that, right? And I understand that, and I respect that too. But for me personally, yeah, like for whether brother or sister or family member, it's like, yeah, it's gonna be hard, but yeah, I've been taught that. Because I mean, I don't know if you guys, but me personally, like there were moments where I've carried hate, and it's just, and not just like, oh, I hate you, right? Oh, whatever.
No, I
hate
mean,
this.
hate is a strong word.
It's just the hate, like where it boils. But I don't know if you guys experienced, but hating is it's tiring. It's exhausting,
yeah,
and
it's toxic.
it takes from you. It takes more from you than it does from the other person.
Well, yeah, I mean,
'Cause,
they don't.
Yeah,
You know?
because the other individuals, like, they're living their life, and
Yeah.
you're over here like, vendetta, right? But it eats at you to a point where just everything, it's all bad. So I've experienced that. So it's like this carrying this hate and this fervor, right? This passion, like not necessarily like I'm gonna get you, but I hope something you don't deserve this, or why is it that you get to do that? Why am
Yeah.
I experiencing all this, right? But I realize, and especially coming back home, right? Being honest, I guess it's a situation in which that happened. It happened out away from home, but being home, being able to, whether it's going to church or talking to my grandparents, it's like, you know what? This hate is not helping me, right? This hate, in any way, it's not, me holding on to it is not benefiting me. It's not benefiting those around me because they can sense it. Even if you're like, no, they don't know. But whether it's your attitude, the way you respond a certain way, that you like, oh, you want to hang out? Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm not feeling it today. Man, you haven't been feeling it for the past year.
Yeah.
So it's like, it affects others around you. So I think me personally, it's like, whether it's telling the Bible or like a sermon that is said or somebody or an experience that I've seen or had, it's like me personally, like I would learn to forgive, right? And I know there's this whole thing of forgive and forget. Me personally, I don't think I could ever forget, but not forget in the sense of like I'm always gonna hold this vendetta, but rather not forget in the sense of learning from this moment.
Mhm.
Because the thing I want to say about this is I feel him in saying that I don't want, because at the end of the day, look, some people are like, oh, it's only 10 years. And let's say she serves a full set. That's 10 years of your life gone. And as we know, our current prison system is not the greatest. As soon as you're in the system, you're just another number. When you get out, you're more than likely to go back.
Yeah.
And I know some people are like, well, she's a white woman. She can get out of it, this and that. How do we know? We don't know. We don't even know she's going to make it in there. What if we find out that she used to be an ex-cop?
Yep.
That's 10 years of living on the edge.
With people that you might have even put in there.
Yeah. So we don't know. And maybe it hit him in the moment of like 2 lives are being taken now. My brother's, and then now this woman's. Because, yeah, maybe like, oh, well, in jail they get free food, free living, this and that. Okay, go ahead and take that chance. Go ahead and get in there. I'm not going to say, oh, I know what jail's like.
Yeah.
All I know is I don't want to be in there. I don't want to be a part of the system that we've seen time and time again push not just our people, but just human beings to the point of just nothingness. A number, a statistic is. So I guess, I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe that's not what it's thought. But for me, if I'm seeing it like this, it's like you're being locked away in a cage. My brother's locked away in a box. Like, this is not a win-win situation. Yeah, maybe it is a big victory for the family. We got justice. But at the end, unfortunately, both of them are still gone.
Yeah.
But from this, I hope people, and again, it's forgive and forget. It's forgive, but let's not forget his legacy, what he did, the good that he did, the person that he was. And again, like he said, like my brother wouldn't want the worst for you. If anything, my brother, like, he mentioned Christ, that's what he would want. But yeah. Before I keep going, because I already feel myself just going on. I hope that didn't sound like a rant, but it's just this was my thought process when I was reading this story, and then him specifically. Because, yeah, I put myself in the shoes of, like, what if someone took my brother or my sisters in such an odd and just tragic situation? It's like, man, I mean, I don't know, like, what if you were, I guess, in the same situation, do you think you would be able to, maybe not to that extent, but even think about forgiveness at all?
I
Oh, go
really
ahead.
Nah,
All right.
nah, son.
Mm-hmm.
Not at that immediate time.
Okay.
Maybe down the time, I'll be like, all right, it's been enough. I've healed,
Yeah.
or whatever, you know. Cause it's again, you've been 1 year without your brother, but you lived your whole life with your brother,
Yeah.
you know. But I mean, the whole thing that just came to my mind right now was what happened to Love Thy Neighbor, you know.
Yeah.
Why didn't she just ask like, hey? But
I mean, in today's world, bro, you just can't trust nobody. That's the thing.
nah, yeah, like it's for real.
Especially for a cop, like you said.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said. But
No
like,
doubt.
that doesn't give us the right either.
Yeah, like
Yes. Oh, do you want to add?
Nah, I don't know. I don't know, bro. Like you bring up some good points and everything, you know. But
nah, I just wouldn't be able to.
yeah,
No, yeah. It's
I
at
don't
the end of the day,
know, bro.
it's each
It's
individual will
hard,
have their
bro.
way of processing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying, hey man, you gotta do it like I do it, right?
gotta find
Because it's the
out.
right way. No, it's again like for example, like I'm sure you have a very deep relationship with your brother. Probably
Yes,
deeper than mine, because
sir.
mine is a freaking little munchkin that I can barely talk to, right? So obviously that runs deeper, and the
Yeah.
outcome is different. But I guess in the case like, yeah, cause let me see, because I wrote questions down and I don't want to forget. I don't want to ask that because I did put like, do you have a limit to forgiveness and what is? I'm sure we all do.
Yeah.
I think there's like the obvious ones, like, oh, if someone butchered my whole family, like, okay, I'm probably not gonna forgive that guy. Like, there's and then or even just like cases that, especially with kids, and I mean, 'cause I mean, I don't want to get into that, but I was gonna say this: is it better to hate and avenge than to forgive? And this is my question to you guys.
I think in the short term, yes. In the
Mhm.
long term,
Yeah.
probably not.
Yeah, and I also don't just want to put it like, oh, your family member was murdered. No, but in the case of like, maybe there's a situation with a friend or a close
Yeah.
family friend or just somebody in school, you know what I mean? I want to open up, so I'm gonna be like, well, obviously, like, you know. So.
I don't think I'd forgive, but I mean, I don't think I'd seek out vengeance. Like you said,
Mhm.
I might just harbor hate for a while,
Yeah.
and then try and work it
Slowly,
out
yeah.
somehow, bro. But I don't think I'd be able to forgive a person. That's at another level, bro. I don't know. Maybe like he said, maybe like down the road, like
Yeah,
few years.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like that's what happens to a lot of
Yeah.
the cholos, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you see when they're veteranos, they're all devoted to God and stuff. Maybe because of that, you know? They finally found the
What they've
peace.
seen, yeah.
Yeah, they finally got to that point where they're like, I didn't gain anything.
yeah.
The person didn't gain anything, obviously. So,
Mhm.
so I'm saying maybe in the moment they were like, yo, this is my only
Yeah.
option I get. And then down the line, they're like, yo, I could have done something else.
Yeah, it's just it's unfortunate, like you said, like that we're at a point where it's hard to trust people. You know, whether it is a police officer or just sometimes some people in your lives, right? With some
It's
information.
just random strangers.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
random shit. Yeah, it's like you walk down. It's like, should I cross the street now because I feel something, right? It's just
Yeah, or like me, bro. Like
Yeah.
where I live, I told Dana this fucking when I have to park at night, like say like 12 or 1 in the morning.
yeah,
Like there's been times where like there's groups of dudes and like right there just hanging out. I'm like, I
You're
don't
like,
know
mm.
what these guys could do, bro. I'm coming
Yeah.
in with like 2 bags, like a backpack and like duffel might be trying to fucking jump me or something.
Yeah.
So I gotta get off, and I usually have like a screwdriver with me.
hmm
I just gotta do that, bro. 'Cause
Yeah.
you can't trust nobody.
no, yeah, it's
Yeah, it's fucking.
no, it's
bad,
like even
bro.
here, like again, I hate this whole thing of like being prejudiced, right? But it's almost like prejudice for survival, where it's like, yeah, maybe I'll see a group of kids right here, right? Whether they're dressed a certain way or they're saying certain things, I'm like, man, it's today the day that they finally get me. And maybe I could take 1 or 2, but man, there's 6 of them. I don't know if I'll make out of this, but you know, it's like, and obviously no one wants to live in that type of scenario situation. That's why you hear people like, I'm leaving my area, or I'm going somewhere else, or this and that. And it sucks that has to happen. And I guess to tie it in back to what we're talking about, it's I don't know. I mean, like, and again, I'm not trying to say that. Oh, I've always been like forgiveful, right? This and that. No, if anything, I've just learned to. I'm learning to process forgiveness. Maybe I'm going through this process. Maybe the past year, right? Trying to reconcile with those that I feel. Maybe they don't realize it, or maybe I'm over exaggerating, right?
Yeah.
That I feel like they did me wrong or something,
Yeah.
right? And for a while, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, for a while, certain people I had hate for them. I was like, I want nothing but the worst for you. And I'm not gonna say I'm at a level now where I want the best for you. I want you to be good, but I can't say I'm like, you know what? I don't have the energy or the
Kinda
time.
like indifferent.
Yeah.
Like you're there.
In some situation I've gotten to a point where I forgive you, because who knows, maybe I could have done the same thing, and maybe you forgave me, right? So I also try to kind of I'm trying to get into the mindset of like, what was the other person thinking? Like in this case, it's hard when you dive deep into it, you kind of understand like, wait, does she want to kill both of them? Was she just looking for somebody to take out? Like, so it's a lot, but in this case, like, oh, did that person say that to me because that's initially what they felt, or is it because they're going through something that I don't understand? Maybe I do understand. They just can't. Like, it's a lot. I mean, it just proves that the being is complicated, man. It's so complex. But like I always say this, like I just take it a day at a time, man. Because especially with whether it's forgiveness, whether it's hatred, whether it's learning to love again, right? And I already feel I'm going to another type of. Let me bring it back. Yeah, I hope I made sense in the sense of what I felt as to why he said things, or at least any other fun things you guys wanted to add on.
No, man.
I feel like I spoke too much.
No, you're good.
And it's only because I just felt very passionate about this, and that just triggered a lot that I recall.
Yeah, we can
Because
talk about it.
yeah, no,
It's okay, it's okay.
I hope I didn't sound like.
Good, bro.
Because I feel like when I rant, I sometimes sound like I'm saying nonsense. I hope it didn't sound like a rant, because I
No.
kind of hope I felt like it made sense. This is me being vulnerable. That's gonna sound good into people's ears when they hear it. Confidence. But any final thoughts? Any?
Nah, bro. It's a crazy world we're living, bro.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. And I've told you guys too. Like, I ain't trying to give a sermon now, but I've told you guys, like, I always have each and one of you in my prayers, because for some reason I've been blessed with you dummies. But I love you all very much. I'm start crying again like last time. No, but it's one of those things where, again, whether it's you learn a day at a time, right? Oh, whether it's friendships, relationships, forgiveness, hatred. This is, again, yeah, it's a crazy world, and sometimes you just gotta take it a day at a time, because when you try to bum rush it, it's like, okay, slow down, right? Is that a term, right? Bum rush it?
I don't know.
I don't know about bum rushing.
No, but I've heard it in terms
Maybe
of sports,
bull
like, oh,
rushing.
bum rushing, like in football, like
You sure it's not bull?
bull rush. I don't know.
Nah, because that
For-
sounds wrong too.
this is not meant to offend anybody who's living in poverty or homelessness. The sad situation. Yeah.
Bum rush?
Bum rush. Yeah, search that on Urban Dictionary. I don't want to be sued or something. Bum rush. Have you heard that?
I want to say I have, but I feel like maybe.
Why it
it's
should be
not the
something like
same word, bro.
The act of violently and vindictively hurting.
No, it's an actual word.
Yeah,
It's
see?
bum rush. It's a
What's it?
verb. Suddenly force or barge one's way into.
okay. I know my vocabulary. My vocabulary. But yeah, let's close out this episode. I hope we weren't too much like Debbie Downers or whatever, but it's I think it's important to have a conversation like this every now and then, because sometimes, again, with something we are bum rushing through life, we never kind of pause to kind of be like, hey, you know what? This is how I kind of feel about this situation or society we're living in today, right? But I feel bad. I didn't ask Dina her thoughts or opinions. Yeah, well, I know the time. We're looking at the time. We gotta go. But thank you guys for watching. Any final thoughts? Any final things?
Nah,
Any
that's
final
it.
messages you want to say?
I
No,
just said
man.
my final thoughts. It's
Yeah.
a crazy world we live in. And I just added on to it.
You quote,
again.
it's a crazy world we live in, man. Anything final you want to say? Antoine?
I'll stay safe, bro.
Stay
Stay
safe.
safe.
Captain America sponsors this message. But yeah, if anything, yeah, to just if you need help, look for help. If you're happy, be happy. Do what's best for you, and follow your heart. These are just random quotes that I've written down. But that being said, let's close it out. Oh my gosh. As always, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, follow us on Instagram. I'm Huh? Oh yeah, Stay Fat with a PH. Thank you. It's funny because it's there and I always forget. But yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, turn on notifications because then you find out when we release a new video. You find out when we release this one. I'm hoping by the time you listen to this, the audio files will finally be released because it's kind of pricey, but it's okay. I'm working it out. Shout out to Zendaya. Shout out to Kira. Shout out to Angie Rose. I just got to give her that shout out. But yeah, love you guys. God bless. And we'll see you next time.